Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Look who we have here in the loft. I mean, this is always a cause for celebration, isn't it? When we have
it's
the wonderful Prin Lomros.
Not only on this, by doing this thing that we've done, we've been able to meet some of our kind of perfume heroes and icons, but occasionally we get to meet them twice,
Which is
and
great.
even more, which is really exciting. So we're really happy and excited that someone whose work we've explored and enjoyed is here to kind of tell us and teach us and share their thoughts. So we've just spent a few hours with some food and some drinks and some smells and stuff.
The table is littered in the restaurant across the road. It's just covered in smelling sticks.
And we left some as a tip, actually.
Yeah, well, they'll enjoy that. And we did. We also left a tip.
Prin, you're here specifically today to talk about three new fragrances.
Yeah.
Very excited to smell these.
Before we talk about those, can we just talk about another fragrance, which I wasn't aware of. So can I hold it up? Is it this one? Is it this one? So this is from Prasanna. This is Nimitr. So a lot of people won't know about this, but there are a few people who definitely will. So when was this originally released?
2016, I think.
The
first collection.
One of the originals.
So the first, and this is one we spoke about. Way back
I remember really enjoying it back in
we were all about 3 or 4 stone lighter. Different times. And this is one that we really enjoyed. And I've had a few conversations with people online that said, "Oh God, this is one of my favourite Prin fragrances. If only we could get that again." And now we can.
Yeah.
So Prin, we are going to talk about these new release. Animalic fragrances, but let's just we just indulge ourselves by talking about Nimitr. What does Nimitr mean?
Nimitr means dream, and it's a common name for Thai man in 70 or 80. So the idea is a leather perfume from that period.
I don't need to hold it. I don't need
so
to hold it.
Wonderful.
I get it straight away. And if you...
This is absolutely one of my favourite things that I've smelt from you. It's me.
This is just so... For me, it's really, really nostalgic. For me, I'm really taken... The fragrance that Joe mentioned when we re-smelled this in the pub, and I think of actually is Derby by Guerlain, which is the now discontinued... kind of masculine 80s aldehydic leather fragrance.
This is better.
This is all the best bits of that, with a little bit more kind of body and depth and richness. And I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. This is one which I thought had disappeared.
But the other two that from the first collection from Prasanna will disappear.
We discussed
if we're
this,
not gonna return anymore.
Which is also beautiful, isn't it? We were saying it's nice when something comes out for a while and then it's gone and is in people's memories. It's a lovely thing.
But if you,
sad but lovely.
For those of you who have similar taste to us, that kind of love the kind of vintage fragrances and want, kind of yearn for those aldehydic leathery notes, but maybe done in a slightly richer, more complex way. This is for you, and it smells good on the card, but wearing it is absolute dream.
Anyway, watch this space. I think
that was just a bit of. We weren't going to talk about that, but I really love this one. So let's move on or move back to these. These are your Prasanna ones, which you have recently released.
Yeah,
and they're quite a limited release. Is that right?
From Prasanna?
Yeah, these...
Prin.
Sorry, they went on to Prin. These are sort of limited release?
Yes, because the quality and quantity of the materials quite limited.
Yeah.
And some materials quite rare, very hard to find. So I only can make like a 200-300 bottle from this batch.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's also just really exciting. I know it sounds silly, but it's gone when it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is not a sales pitch by any means, because we've not smelled this. But I think stuff like this, when you make it, it's such a special quantity. I've made the mistake in the past of smelling
Missing
stuff
out.
and missing out. So I don't want to do that this time.
Should we get, where should we start? What should we have first?
Perhaps from the easiest one first. So, Oqachol.
So what does that mean?
Oqachol.
Oqachol means sea wave. Do you want to show?
Oh my God. You don't need to bring it any closer.
The idea,
Wow.
The idea
You
is
said it's the easiest one.
golden wave on the sunset.
There's, I mean, from the first spray, there was a kind of there was a brightness, but there was a kind of rich, kind of salty muskiness.
There's ambergris, their musk with osmanthus and some citrus.
God, that's stunning.
I mean, the musk was the first thing, but the musk has a delicate sweetness to it.
Yeah.
But maybe that ambergris, I don't know if that comes later on, but maybe that salty sweet trail that you get, I can already see beginning to be
This was
a factor here.
It's amazing when you first.
stunning.
This is the first time I smelt it, and when you first sprayed it, it smelled. You know, I was aware of it straight away. But actually, it's smelling it now. There's a kind of subtle, delicate quality to it as well.
Yeah, it's not loud.
It's not a punch. It's more of a hug.
Yeah.
Like
It's a
more of
very
an
warm
embrace.
hug from a very warm-blooded
Wowzers.
thing. Yeah, that's stunning.
So this does have real Siberian deer musk
Yes.
and
Their ambergris too.
and real ambergris as well. So that's really
Stunning. Isn't it? This, I mean, and also I have to say, instantly recognisable as Prin. You know,
really.
it's got your personality.
There's an amazing, as I said, it feels like an embrace.
Yeah.
It feels like a hug.
I feel quite naughty smelling this.
Yeah.
It feels like you shouldn't be allowed. It's so.
And we've talked
it's
before
so
about
sensual.
the feeling of like, you know, having gone, if you go into a bed when you're like your loved one has just left the bed, it's got that feeling. Sorry, I distracted myself from the question I was about to ask.
He was imagining things.
So, I'm asking this question because I imagine it's the question which is going to be on people's mind. So, when we talked about Mriga, which is an earlier fragrance which had a synthetic deer musk accord. I mean, I thought it was the having smelt real deer musk, I thought it was the best synthetic deer musk accord that I'd smelt, and I know other people have said the same thing. So if you had succeeded so well with the synthetic deer musk, why use the real deer musk?
Because people ask, and I'm listening.
So do you feel, I mean, obviously, if you make your own musk accord, you can do kind of exactly what you want. So if you want it to be a kind of more sharp musk or a more like, ambery musk, you can do that exactly yourself.
Yep.
Whereas I suppose you don't have that control when using the real...
But the real ones, it's more complex. When you add it with your perfume, that give more dimension, more story.
Yeah.
I think it's much better. Than
More
the synthetic.
multifaceted.
Yeah.
So, but then I kind of felt I got that multifaceted. Maybe as someone who was only seeing it from the outside, I thought I got that from Mriga. But, but obviously, I guess it's just the kind of, maybe it's a perfumer's treat. Kind of self-indulgence. Yeah. So I suppose this is sort of a chance for, for people if they want to just try, have a one-off experience of deer musk. But it does smell.
It's stunning.
I'd love to say that the synthetic musk is so much is the obvious solution, but this has an amazing complexity, doesn't it?
It's another level.
There's just this really engulfing kind of. It's not like sweet, like vanilla sweet, but just I kind of get a honeyed warmth.
It's the warmth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite warm.
And is there the kind of like, but it also has that very kind of Prin DNA, kind of slight incensiness.
Yes. and a little saltiness from
the
seaweed.
saltiness I love.
And smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Did you enjoy making this? Was this a fun challenge?
Very much. It's really challenging with very difficult things to do. These three, really difficult.
Yeah.
Do you feel,
it's fantastic.
by using these expensive, rare materials, which also have this ethical issue, do you feel like there's a kind of responsibility that you need to get it right?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Because it's not like you can just, if you're out using like, I don't know, Ambrox Super or whatever, one of those synthetic chemicals, you go, well, I'll just get another 10 kilograms of that and I'll have another go. I just wonder if there's kind of responsibility to kind of think, right, if I'm going to do this, I need to...
Focuses the mind.
And honor the material.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. It's amazing that there's... it's a very subtle and sophisticated smelling experience.
Yeah, I find it's not loud. It's just it is enveloping, and it draws you in and makes you smell it. It's inviting. I mean, the first burst was big, of course, but yeah,
I can almost and this may sound like a really bad thing to suggest, but I'm almost imagine then kind of almost layering it with like mandadari. I can imagine those two going together. I mean,
you need to try.
Yeah.
I
know some people say, "Oh no, layering a perfume is the worst thing ever." But actually, I can imagine this going with that.
I've tried a few layerings in the past, and sometimes it's been okay. But I mean, I don't know enough. So what else do we have? I mean, I'm so excited to smell these as well. If this is the sort of easy
one, yeah. The second one,
really
Rahassanai.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Rahassanai mean hidden code. So it's like it's a skunk. A skunk hidden inside or other materials.
Thank you.
Okay, that's a bit more kind of like almost kind of camphorous a little bit.
Yes.
So talk to us about skunk. Skunk is a material we obviously musk, we think deer musk is one of the most famous materials. We say everything's musky, but whereas skunk,
it's very difficult. It's very difficult materials because it's quite strong, very strong material, and you need to find something to balance it, to make it not to overpower.
Yeah.
So this time I used the vintage wood from south of Thailand, 30-year-old wood oil.
Wow.
Not 30. Yeah, very very old wood oil.
That slight sweetness that I get here, I love.
Did you sell skunk?
No.
It's hidden inside.
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know what skunk is. I don't know what skunk smells like, but
yeah, it's hard to pick out because I don't. Yeah, same.
Something rotten, like a rotten garbage.
Maybe I can get it. I mean, the other thing, smelling it, it feels incredibly homogeneous. Like it feels whenever we talk about these big animalic materials, we expect it to go. Here's your here's it. Whereas actually, I get this.
It's what people expect in skunk because they want something in your face, but actually, this one is not.
There is. It's
quite subtle.
But then I can definitely get this kind of underpinning, slightly kind of funkiness.
But it's not too much. It's just it is hidden. It's that subtle thing. It's just creeping in.
That's good actually, and I can feel there's a kind of like.
It's well done. It's really well
done. Woody. Oh, it's so beautiful and elegant, and I get this slight kind of feeling of warmth as well.
Well, that's the thing. They are really elegant. It's not
so good
for the ingredients and the animalics. You could easily expect things that are loud, shouty, kind of scary. Yeah. They're so beautifully.
I get the slight impression of being in the woods, like a kind of nocturnal,
earthy mushrooms or something.
Going around at night in a forest. Slightly scary.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's like wisps of smoke again.
Yeah. Smouldering campfire in the kind of dark forest at night. with like a wolf howling to the full moon.
That was just last Tuesday. So how do you feel about this one? I mean, it's a silly question, but do you enjoy it? What do you? Is it different from how you expected when you?
It's what I expected. It's what I designed to be, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I really enjoy it. But if to say, it's not one of my favorite in three. The last one is one of my favorite in this three release.
I'm getting the forest more and more. I like forest fragrances. And there's some kind of delicate floral.
Yeah.
But that animalic needs skin. You can just tell it needs warm skin to really go into that direction. I think we're getting a fraction.
Almost kind of slight fruitiness as well.
Yeah.
Fruity floral, it's not a fruit chili fragrance, but like there's a fruity floral amidst that kind of deep, dark, scary woods. It almost feels like a gothic fairy tale, like a fairy tale fragrance.
Yeah.
A dark fairy tale fragrance.
But that the animalic edge to it, I think, is what's the word? It's got a sweetness to it, and it's got a slight dirtiness, but it's just so well balanced. It's so delicately kind of mingled in, isn't it? I mean, I really, on the card, I can tell that there's a lot going around it, but that on skin, that's the thing that will just persist and warm up as the temperature rises.
I mean, when we were talking, we were discussing brands who have a few choice, expensive materials on show, and you feel it's just those couple of materials.
Yeah, we were smelling some just now.
Yeah, which was obviously amazing.
But no personality for me, those ones.
Whereas
this has real personality. It transports me to a place. The other one transports me to a lab.
I
not
like
the other one. I mean the other ones that we smelled in there.
Yeah.
Not these. These are nothing like that.
Go back to this. This now feels very dry. I feel it kind of it doesn't have the kind of the sweet kind of fruitiness. I get a dry,
quite toasty actually.
Almost like a kind of driftwoody, dry, like a sun-parched wooden log that's been in the sea.
Yeah, very good. God, they're really good. I really like these.
Amazing. So what is number 3?
Number 3, Onthamara. Onthamara means devil of the night. So it's gonna be the darkest one. So the main material in Onthamara is diamas. Very high concentration of diamas. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yeah.
We get that sweetness now feels more sticky. Like a rich, sticky, almost like treacle or tar.
It's from the amber fossil.
I get
that's really
this kind of like
deep,
gooey, ambery,
caramely,
slightly caramel, dark treacle, almost slightly not burnt because it's not. Maybe it's a little bit smoky. Oh yeah, but it actually is a bit smoky, isn't it?
Yeah,
that
but
kind of,
I mean, were you going for something big, smoky here?
Yeah,
because it really is beautiful, and I think
it's almost like caramel, which is on the turn of having been kind of like burnt.
But I think if I go for the burntness, I can smell just the little singed edges. But what I get more is just the darkness and the richness of this treacly lapidary thing.
Like imagining this kind of tide of treacle just really, when it moves really slowly, and it's only just viscous.
Yeah.
And there's a sweetness in there, but it's in all this bitter richness.
That for me is the winner of the 3. Not that there has to be a winner or a loser, but the depth of that and the layers already, just on card in 5 seconds, that's incredible.
I'm getting a big spectrum from kind of golden grahams to charcoal.
Yeah.
You know, from like honey nut cornflakes to coals.
But it's inviting, you know. Sometimes, like really smoky things. Not that this is really smoky, but smoky and dark, gothic-y things can sometimes be quite off-putting to me. But this is really inviting.
Oh, is that Troya? Is that Troya Ross? Like Troya Loban?
Not the same.
Not the same.
Not the same.
What's the difference?
Different.
Okay, but they're both kind of resin.
It's
so good.
Troya Rao is wood burned in smoke. Distilled by smoke, by burning.
But I get that. I definitely get kind of like burnt wood. But it's not quite acrid. It's not acrid.
No, not at all.
It's not camphorous
compared
at
to something
all.
like Hyde by Hiram Green. And this is completely much smoother, much more round.
I almost
much
imagine
more
like
sensual.
The image I have is almost, you know, like when you see lava, which is only just liquid and it's just slowly moving. I kind of get this kind of tide of that. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, can you imagine that on skin?
That's
radiating.
It needs the warmth of skin, doesn't it?
It takes time to you to understand because there are many layers.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
That is a charming of the natural material.
And you. I mean, I think you're aware there's a kind of oudiness as well, which is kind of like segueing from that dark ambery richness. It's not. I don't think this is necessarily a big fragrance, though. This is not kind of a big, shouty kind of amber oud fragrance at all. I don't think.
Yeah.
It feels like one that's just going to sit around you and just kind of hum and resonate.
I mean, these are all extra as well, aren't they? You know, it's about the
35%
experience.
to 40% concentration.
Yeah. That is stunning. It's absolutely
Yeah, it really
stunning.
is, isn't it?
You think it's too animalic?
No.
Too musky?
I think it's the perfect balance, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and smell.
I think it's the perfect balance because the animalic is just there lurking.
Yeah.
See, now when I go back to this feels very bright.
Rahassanai.
Yeah. How do I say it? Rahassanai.
Rahassanai.
I get the bright, kind of fruity, kind of almost floral because that's so dark, I suppose.
Yeah.
But still really smooth. Still. I don't know what skunk smells like, so I couldn't pick it out. But I'm getting this image of the, the forest. It's a nighttime fairy tale, a forest which has got fruit and flowers growing in it, but there's maybe a wolf howling at the moon.
There's something that just unsettles it, isn't there?
And something a little bit scary that's going to happen.
But
let's go back to
for me.
And then when I go back to this, Oqachol.
Oqachol.
Yeah, Oqachol. It feels very dry, much drier than the others. It's like I get kind of a hay feel as well.
Yeah.
Like dried grass thing.
More tobacco-y to me.
Yeah, tobacco, dried tobacco. Not cherry tobacco, dried tobacco, I think, yeah. Yeah, really tobacco-y, actually. Maybe that's from the ambergris. Ambergris sometimes has
There's some little hint
tobacco
of tobacco.
facets.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean they are.
Depth is just stunning. I mean, I'm kind of don't have much to say because it's so.
I think
I
it's
try
so
not
beautiful.
to describe the story much because I want you to experience them, to analyze them by yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to guide you the story or the note or the material.
I mean, so coming back to the Onthamara. That balance of burnt and sweet is just there.
It's perfect, isn't it? And just that slight feeling of like human flesh, warm human flesh.
It's not sweat, it's flesh, isn't it?
Yeah. Warm flesh,
And it's
dirty and clean at the same time.
And it's coming back to that thing of like going into the bed of someone you love has left the bed and left the smell of them, of the warmth. They've just been away for seconds.
Oh, wow.
This is why I don't want to describe anything. I just want to hear your story.
That's the beauty of perfume, isn't it? That you can all have your own images, your own pictures.
But then it's weird. But then
It's
I still
more.
get some more playful images. I still get honey. I still get golden grams, crunchy nut cornflakes. some bright, more happy things. Whereas if I want it, I can also get slow-moving lava, scorching the earth.
Totally.
In its very slow path.
If you think of it, it's in here because it's just got such roundness. It's got such sort of variety from the top to the not top to the bottom because we can't smell all the base in here. But the spectrum of it is big, isn't it?
I almost see, imagine like the
Definite
lava
brightness.
just kind of going and creeping, and there's like a birch tree, and it just goes and it like slowly burns through the birch tree and carries on.
But also, it's not heavy and cloying. I
not,
would wear that in hot weather.
It's not like a big
I would
birchy, smoky.
Because I don't like those fragrances much at the moment. Like City on Fire by Imaginary Authors, Hide from Hiram Green. I find them just too much. It smells like you've opened a door of a house fire the next day, and it's just like that. I don't like that, but I like the hints of it, and I like it to be sort of more subtly blended into the to the work. And I find this is just beautiful. For that.
I do really like this Rahassanai.
I mean, they're all just fantastic. I think.
I would suggest that you spray on your skin. The result gonna be different.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, we're only going to just see them on. I'm going to try this now, but I haven't got anything there. So this is the Onthamara. Wow. I don't know if you can see it either. Wow. I've just changed ethnicity on my hand. Oh wow, Jesus! That's much more musky.
Yeah, it's a different beast, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah,
it's really different.
It's much more musky. Sorry.
I mean, it will settle down to more something what we've been smelling, but
actually,
plus much more depth.
There's the feeling of handled a small animal, isn't there?
Yeah, in a fun way.
That's interesting, actually. Wow, that's much more. Do you want to try one on your?
Go on. Which one should I try? Do
you want to try the Rahassanai?
Rahassanai. Give it a little. Okay. Oh yeah, it's beautiful brightness. It's more playful actually. I get like a little sweetness and little wisps of bubble gum or something.
Much more of that kind of berry and floral.
Yeah.
I can smell skunk.
Well, you know it's in there.
There was a skunk.
But then this one is. I mean,
it will come.
I mean, I did put a few sprays on, but.
Oh yeah, that's going to take you about 24 hours to kind of settle down into.
The deer musk on your skin, very very nice.
Yeah.
Much more prompt, but it's amazing actually. I mean, there's a lot more. There's a lot more layers actually by putting on skin. Let's just have a quick spray of the
Oqachol.
Do you know? I mean, I have to say, smelling stuff like this, you just realise how much crap is out there being made these days. You know, there's so much bad perfume, and then you smell this and you think, wow, this is passion. This is what it's about.
I really like that. Actually. I mean, that feels quite light enough.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not light, but
much more vintage.
Yeah, there's a. I get more of the tobacco as well.
Yeah.
I kind of get tobacco.
I get the gasoline from the petitgrain mandarin.
I think generally there's a citrusy, oily citrus which I didn't smell.
Which one is this?
Well, this is the first one, Oqachol. Yes, there's much more oily citrus.
Yeah, it is that oiliness, isn't it?
It feels much more
the petitgrain.
Much more uplifting actually than we that I think when we sprayed on cod.
I want to smell my hand again. See what's on there.
Wow. See, now I'm starting to get the kind of dark, rich smokiness. The deer musk is still there, but I'm getting the kind of the charcoal, the burning.
Well, it's going more smoky now, isn't it? It's going more serious.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you wear them much yourself? Like just for the day?
Yep.
How do you find the journey?
Wonderful.
Yeah. I should hope so.
But what happens when? I was going to ask actually earlier. But do you wear your own fragrances every day? Or?
No. Just 1 or 2 times when I testing it.
Yeah.
And after that, no.
Yeah.
No. mostly I always enjoy other people's works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be
Narcissistic. Yeah.
So I think I need to study for the other people work to make my work maybe better, or maybe adapt something from them
Yeah.
to be my style.
Yeah. Mm.
That's why you're a great perfumer, because you love perfume as someone that wears it as well as someone that just makes it. You know, I think a lot of perfumers out there, if they were to say they don't know what's out there in the world of perfume, I would think that's a bit odd.
Weird. Yeah.
I wouldn't quite trust that. You know, it's so good
Do you
that
think
you actually
is it
are a fan of stuff.
do the fragrances smell different when you smell them on people, like when you smell them on us?
Yes.
Now.
Different, very different.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why I always ask people to spray on their skin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's taken a wonderful oily sort of, almost like, you know, what the stuff you put you fry donuts in. I'm getting a little bit of that.
I get
That sweet oily.
It's really good.
I get orange citrus.
Yeah.
I was going to say I get more of the citrus and the fruity and the bit of floralness as well. It didn't on card that felt quite dark and scary, whereas it's a bit more uplifting.
It's very friendly. It's inviting.
Yeah.
Very seductive, actually.
And it's weird. I'm now getting loads of tobacco with this, much more than I was before. Oh,
It's absolutely stunning. Stunning.
Amazing, complex. Really, I mean, these are very much just our first impressions.
That's the thing. I mean, we've had these on for like 5 seconds. We smelt them on here for a little bit. These are proper sort of being with you for 24 hours and going through a whole day and seeing what they do. I think that's the trick with all of these great perfumes, actually. They deserve time. They deserve dedication.
So, what do you think? But in the future, you're going back to synthetic musk. Do you think?
If for the mass production, I need to go back to synthetic musk, but I will release something special. Like this, maybe 1 or 2 a year.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I always get whenever we see Prin new releases, there are always materials that we've never heard of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you
It's
always
so
seem to be
exciting.
like finding new things for your palette.
Yeah, always.
Always, and never just sitting still. Always kind of.
That's
finding
fantastic, though. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing these.
Amazing.
Kind of extraordinary complex materials, and I'm sure, but these extraordinarily complex perfumes, and I'm sure lovers of animalic fragrances are going to be dipping their noses in.
But also people who love classical, beautifully done perfumery.
Yeah.
Perfume just done well, you know.
Again, and that's the difference between, without mentioning any brands necessarily in particular, but those who obviously have those great materials, but don't necessarily offer a refined perfumer's skill as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can read between the lines and and guess who we could be referring to, and charge $1,500 for a bottle as well.
Yeah, it's
anyway,
bonkers, isn't it?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, lovely to have you.
for
Lovely
joining
to see you.
us. And thanks for watching.
Try these.
And let us know what you think.
Smell them. Yep.
Until next time, happy sniffing.
Bye.